We were just raising our family in a small town in southwestern Wyoming, just the normal stuff. We're going to church, brought them up in Sunday school, and all of our sons played basketball, and we were just typical, we thought.
We had a beautiful life, and we enjoyed raising our sons.
We started noticing a little bit of partying and drinking and when they were in high school, and we just were in denial and hoping it was just regular teenage growing up behavior.
Our oldest son, he called us and told us that he needed help with a heroin addiction, and we were dumbfounded and devastated. We didn't even really know what heroin was, so of course that news brought us a lot of devastation, and so we began to try to educate ourselves. And while we were doing the family week of his treatment program, my youngest son was in during those sessions, and I noticed that he was very upset and crying and overly affected by the things that we were having to talk about. And as it turns out, a couple of years later, we found out that he also had been starting to use, and then we began to deal with another situation. Our sons began to lose their moral compass, and that was a devastating time. So facing the betrayal of having someone that you have raised just do things that are unconscionable.
And lie like it was nothing to us.
We actually had to kick our son out. He was on the streets for quite some time, and that was a painful, painful day. And it was almost unbearable to know that you're putting your son out on the streets and knowing that they are going to suffer some real dark times. But we would pray for healing, and they didn't get their healing, and then our faith would wane some, and we would say, God, why aren't you healing them? Both of our sons also had overdoses where we almost lost them. We were emotionally spent, and it takes its toll on you, and we were both starting to have health problems and depression, and even to the point of suicide. But God didn't want it to be that way, and so He got us to a place where we could get educated and start making the changes that we needed to make. That education helped us learn how to get out of God's way and let some consequences come so that they could be motivated by pain and hope. Pain is a great motivator when it comes to addiction.
Up until the point that we got involved in PAL, we were just enabling behaviors, and we were hurting our sons all their lives. I fixed everything that they come up against, so I was going to fix this, and I had to learn that I was in God's way. Just started relying more and more on Him. I knew that He loved them more than I did. Once we started seeking help and support and education, is that I started getting joy back.
And sometimes that journey doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. You want it to be in a neat and tidy package, and you want it to be over with right away. The truth is, for us, that wasn't the case. It's an ongoing thing, and it's a lifetime battle for people.
And it's one day at a time.
We have just recently started a group at Pure Heart so that we can hopefully be of assistance to other people who are suffering in the same way that we were for so long, and be able to share some of the things that we've learned that have been really helpful for us and for our family. Because what happened is when we began to get help, it brought hope to this entire situation. But we do know that this relapse is a part of recovery, and we're trusting God that He's going to finish this story, and the story's not, the end of the story isn't written yet, and we're trusting Him with that, and this is between them and God. And so if we stay out of the way and allow God to do what He needs to do, the outcome is going to be so much better than what we could have imagined.